Okay, let's dive into this. At first glance, you might think a global food conference, a big international trade deal, and a new dam in the Himalayas have nothing to do with each other. But today, we're going to connect those dots. We'll explain exactly how these seemingly separate stories are all weaving together to shape our world.
It kind of sounds like a riddle, right? But stick with us. We're about to take a journey that links these huge international talks on food security directly to massive new infrastructure projects happening on the ground. We're going to start with the big picture and zoom all the way in.
All right, first up, we're going to look at three major global conversations that are setting the agenda right now. And they really touch on the things that matter most: our food, our health, and our economies.
So kicking things off in Dubai, we've got the 7th Future Food Forum. And its theme, Building Resilient Food Systems, tells you everything you need to know about what's on everyone's mind. This isn't just about growing more food anymore. It's about creating systems that can actually survive shocks, like climate change and all the supply chain chaos we've seen.
Next, there's World Lung Day. Now its mission has gotten a lot broader. Healthy lungs, healthy life. This is part of a bigger shift we're seeing everywhere, moving from focusing on just one problem to thinking about how we build resilient systems, whether that's for public health or, as you'll see in a minute, for our economies.
And to round out our little world tour, we have World Tourism Day. The theme this year is tourism and green investment. Honestly, this focus on sustainability and smart investment is the perfect bridge to our next topic: how countries are actually taking these big global ideas and putting them into practice.
So how do you get from a conversation to real action? Well, let's zoom in on India. Right now, it's forging some really key international partnerships using two very different but equally strategic methods.
So on one hand, you've got the diplomatic route. External Affairs Minister S.J. Shankar hosted the Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation, that's FIPIC, with what he's calling a people-centric agenda. Then, on the other hand, you have pure economics. India and Australia just signed what's called a mutual recognition arrangement to make trading organic products way, way simpler.
And look, these deals aren't just paper. They have an immediate, real-world impact. This new agreement with Australia, it's set to give a huge boost to a market that was already worth almost $9 million last fiscal year. By cutting through the red tape on certification, it just opens the floodgates for more growth.
Okay, now let's bring our focus all the way back home to India. There are two huge domestic initiatives getting off the ground. One is all about making the business world stronger, and the other is about securing the nation's energy future.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has just launched the GST Appellate Tribunal. So why should you care? Well, if you're an entrepreneur, you know that tax disputes can be an absolute nightmare. This new body is specifically designed to create a system that's fair, that's reliable, and maybe most importantly, that's fast. That is absolutely crucial for boosting business confidence.
And now for something on a totally different scale, the Oju Hydroelectric Project in Arunachal Pradesh. I mean, this thing is set to generate a massive 2,220 megawatts of power. To give you some perspective, this is going to be the single largest project in the entire Subansiri River Basin. It's huge.
And this brings us right back to that question we asked at the very beginning. How does a dam connect to our food systems? Well, projects like this aren't just about flipping a switch. They're about resource security. This dam will help manage the water flow that's critical for farming downstream, and it'll generate the power needed for food processing and supply chains. See? It makes the whole system more resilient. Plus, its strategic spot near the China border adds a whole other layer of national importance.
While these massive infrastructure projects are busy building a nation's foundation, it's really the art and culture that build its soul. So for our final story, let's shift our focus to Tamil Nadu, where they're celebrating the very people who make that contribution.
The Tamil Nadu government has announced its prestigious Kale Mamani Awards, and the 2021 list is just packed with incredible talent, from the amazing actress Sai Pallavi and the super versatile actor-director S.J. Surya, to a celebrated director like Lingasamy and the legendary stunt choreographer Super Subarian. It's just a great recognition of all the different skills it takes to bring our stories to life.
This quote really gets to the heart of why awards like these matter so much. In a world full of policy and infrastructure, they take a moment to honor the storytellers, the people whose work reflects where we've been, defines who we are now, and really shapes how we see our future.
So we've gone from global forums to domestic policy, from massive dams all the way to cultural awards. Let's just quickly pull together the main threads that connect all of these stories. So, what is the big picture here? We saw how this global push for resilience, whether it's in our food supply or in trade, is directly driving action at home.
From a new trade deal with Australia boosting the economy, to a massive dam securing water and energy, it's all about building stronger systems. And then you have things like the GST Tribunal, which are designed to make that whole economic engine run a lot more smoothly.
From these huge global themes of sustainability to local projects that will literally reshape entire regions for decades, every single one of these stories is just getting started. So the real question is, which one will you be watching?